Good afternoon, everyone. So my topic is all about radio or broadcast radio. So broadcast radio. What is broadcast or broadcasting? So radio broadcasting is a transmission of audio or sound and sometimes with related metadata by radio waves intended to reach a wide audience. So the importance of broadcasting or radio broadcasting is that we were able to listen to music, we were able to listen to the news update and mga trends. So in terrestrial radio broadcasting, the radio waves are broadcast by a land-based radio station, while in satellite radio the radio waves are broadcast by a satellite in Earth orbit. So while some enjoy listening to music on the way to and from work, others listen to talk radio or the radio news. So the radio news and talk radio are different. So it's important to designate the two because both are very different. Talk radio is opinions, and radio news is information coming through interpretation of the radio personality. So when we say talk radio, it is basing on opinion. So it is likely being used by the politicians because they tried to put the positive, or they tried to disseminate the positive side of them. So they tried to give what is good about them and neglect what is not good or what is not right about them. So that is talk radio. But now, interpretation of radio personality. So today, talk radio and radio news is the same thing with a different name. So that's it. And so what are the advantages to talk or news radio? So there are mga advantages and disadvantages of broadcasting. So let's have the positive side of broadcasting. So most interactive, it is the radio allows listeners to call on and talk to a radio personality immediately about a subject they are discussing. So some of the stations allows the audience to communicate to them and give their ideas or opinions and even experiences to those who are talking. And then this makes the situation more interactive, where a variety of listeners can interject their opinion and create a dialogue between the listening community. So because of this, the advantages of radio broadcasting is that it allows audience to interact to them. Another is that it is up to date and accessible. So in a way that the news being disseminated by the radio need to be recent or be the new information. And it is accessible because we can hear information or we can hear the news even in the malls, in the cars, and of course in our home. So radio is free and can be heard from a portable transmitter like a Walkman or in the car. This allows the listener to receive up-to-date information as events are unfolding from virtually anywhere. So it is accessible because we can hear the news anywhere. Another is that it is selective targeting. Okay. Radio station already gets specific demographic and market segments. So therefore, by choosing which station to broadcast, we can lock into potential customers and increase the frequency of delivering our message. At the same time, think about all the advantages and disadvantages of radio advertising in your selected radio station and see that's what you are looking for. So that is the another positive side of broadcasting. Another is it increased frequency. Advertising works with frequency and reaching your audience repeatedly. So radio is the perfect medium for this. Being able to expose your ad or advertisement to the audience repeatedly to build awareness, and also due to the loyalty of people listening to the same station, we were able to impact the same people more often. So because we through radio station or radio broadcasting, we can be updated and we can touch the emotions of the audience. Another is it is more memorable. It is memorable in a way that compared to written advertisement, sound is more effectively stored in memory. So when compared to written advertisement and sound, of course, we can easily remember what we can hear than what is being written, what we read. So that is the reason. And then the disadvantage, let's go on to the disadvantages. So first one is it is biased. So often the news is heard through voice of someone who is interjecting their opinion into whatever the news may be about. This can subject the information to bias and promote possibly one and not all sides of the story. So especially it is being used by the mga politicians. So those politicians uses this platform to let people know their positive side, not knowing or not projecting the negative side of them. So it is most likely being used by mga politicians and many other people for their own benefits. So that is one of the disadvantage, which is the bias. Second is fleeting. With the other programming conflicts and obligations, often news on the radio is fleeting, which means information is subject to change with each news update. And the last sentence is that with the access of information today, it's important to remember where you are getting news from. So you need to know what you are hearing. You need to know what the news is, because whatever you believe in, if you're going to disseminate that one to your family, it will create misunderstanding. So you need to think before you listen, before you disseminate information, because a lot of mga fake news are already emerging nowadays. So a lot of information from social media, even in radio, television. So you need to be aware of that. And that's all. Thank you.